I think the rule of two-thirds is really a useful tutorial for beginning and amateur photographers, because what it does is it gives you a new way, if you haven't thought of or heard of the rule of two-thirds before. It gives you a new way to perceive the subject and to edit your images in software afterwards. So basically what we're doing is here I'm actually outlining the subject for you in blue so you can see what I'm talking about. But you think about the image either in your viewfinder of the camera or the file you have on your editing software. Think about the main subject and push it off to a third. Yeah? And that brings the viewer's eyes into the subject. It helps you simplify the background, not only when you're editing, but when you're taking the shot. If you can keep these little tips in mind, you'll actually save a lot of time editing shots, and actually not many people enjoy spending hours editing shots that they need to if you can actually shoot them correctly in the first place. So whether you're traveling or catching some candid shots of people standing around, perhaps you want to capture the atmosphere of a new city, simple things like graffiti on the walls of New York buildings. Here's a scene from India. Here's a young golfer. Think about the subject, simplify the background, and try to have the viewer anticipate what's happening next within the image. I think the rule of two-thirds helps simplify. It helps magnify. It helps catch the subject, and it helps tell a story, or perhaps just emphasize the beauty of what you're trying to catch, or let the imagination run off into the distance. You can do it for travel shots. You can do it for, catching that vista. You can zoom in on a subject, working with nature. Whatever type of shot you're trying to catch, I think the rule of two-thirds in general lets us have a way to think about the subject, to think about our framing, to think about simplifying the background and drawing the viewer's eyes into the subject in a very unique way. So again, what we're doing is we're dividing the frame into thirds, and we're trying to emphasize what the viewer is seeing. And sometimes it's not clear, like here the escalators are not perfectly two-thirds, but what it does, it gives you a guideline how to perceive the image.